All right, guys, next thing I want to talk about is tracking sales in a neighborhood. So hopefully by now, I mean, you're probably a week or two into this. You've probably knocked hopefully well over 100 doors, probably closer to 200, maybe getting up towards 300 doors. But at this point, you've probably realized that it doesn't take long until you don't know which doors you've knocked in the neighborhood and which doors you haven't knocked, right? You don't know where you knocked and that little old lady popped up and was really nice to you and you need to remember to come back because she offered you cookies versus the crotchety old lady that threatened to call the police on you, right? Like, who's who? And so what happens is we start to get this psychological fear, right? We know somewhere in the neighborhood there's that door that I knocked where that person was really upset and I don't want to go back to that one. And I can't remember where it was, so I don't know, I'm just gonna leave this neighborhood, right? So that you can do that, that's fine. But what happens is you do that one neighborhood, next week you do it to another neighborhood, right? Next week it happens to another neighborhood, all because there's one crotchety person in each one of these neighborhoods, right? And you just don't want to go back and find them. So what I want to talk to you about today is tracking in neighborhood, especially, right now, your first couple weeks, guys, we probably got you on starter roofs, and these are the $6,000 to $10,000 roofs. They're not what you want to work as a as a roofing professional. When you're making a career out of this, you want to be in the $20,000 and $30,000 roofs, right? Now, when you get in those neighborhoods, every time you see a roof that has, if you're in a neighborhood that's had some hail damage, and you've got some roofs that still have the algae on them, guys, every one of those roofs is potentially that's potentially $1,600 right there. That's potentially $2,000 or $3,000 in your pocket, right? So, you knock that door, no one answers. Does that mean you just walk away from $2,000, right? Like, all right, no one answered, I'm giving up on that $2,000. Guys, that's what 90% of people do in this industry. Just, oh well, $2,000, I don't need it, I guess I'll go knock at the next door. And you can do that, guys. That's fine. Like, you can definitely make a career. Move on to the next one, go knock the next door. But I'm telling you guys, it's harder because the easier money happens, the more work you do in the neighborhood, the easier it is, right? People see your signs, they see your truck, they see you've done the neighbor's roof, they see they saw you do Bill's roof, they saw you do Sally's roof. A lot of people are just lazy. They're like, all right, now I guess I kind of trust this company. I've seen them around, I've seen enough of them. They might trust you enough that if you show up at their door now, they're going to sign, but it's not enough that they're going to, they're not proactive enough that they're going to pick up the phone and call. So my point here is you need to be tracking every door that you knock in a neighborhood. In the past, I've used Spotio. I thought it was a great sales tool. I didn't particularly care for SalesRabbit, but guys, if you get in the App Store on your phone, I'm certain that the technology being what it is, it's been about 3 years since I've used one of these apps personally, but it's probably better than it was now. And there's when I was doing it, there were 3 or 4 apps that were free. You just get on there. They function through Google Maps, and you can track every roof that you've been in. And guys, if you're going to make a career out of this, you want to make it as easy as possible, right? You want to, when you get into a neighborhood, I don't want to do 5 roofs. The first 5 roofs are the hardest to get, right? That's me introducing myself to the neighborhood. That's me building my reputation. Once I've built that reputation, I want to take those 5 roofs and I want to turn it into 200 more roofs. I want this to be, I kind of think of a neighborhood as a client. It's like, if you were in B2B sales, or if you're selling to, if you're selling to a commercial client, and they're calling you up every day, hey Dustin, I want another order of whatever, right? Hey Dustin, the neighborhood's calling up, hey Dustin, I want another 3 roofs this week. I want another 2 roofs this week. That's the way you want to treat a neighborhood. So a big secret to that is tracking it. So I highly recommend getting getting a Spadio or some type of app that you download on your phone, so that you know who you've talked to and who you haven't talked to. Now, this is going to be great for the people that, you go through the neighborhood the first time. What you're going to find is you probably talked to about 10% of the people in that neighborhood, right? 10% of people answered the door. The other 90% just weren't home. Those weren't even no's, right? So now that you've tracked who said no, it's real easy to go back and talk with everybody. So if you're not tracking who you talk to, you're missing out on 90% of the opportunity, which is a big deal when you start finding these 20,000 plus type neighborhoods, right? It's fine. Like if you're, the $6,000 roofs, they're a dime a dozen. Feel free to burn through those neighborhoods. Don't worry about anything. Not that big a deal. But when we get to the $20,000 neighborhoods, we want to do every roof. Like 100% of the roofs should be ours. That should be your approach. All of these should be mine. I don't want to lose a single one. This is $2,000 out of my pocket. Why would I want to pass up? Why would I want to just talk to him once? I don't want to just talk to this person once. That's $2,000 that could go to my pocket. Ding dong. No, I'm not interested right now. Perfect. Ding dong. Hey, I know 3 weeks ago you weren't interested, but we just got Bill's roof paid for by State Farm. Didn't know if you'd run an inspection now. No? Okay, perfect. I'll be back, next time. Ding dong. Hey, it's Dustin again. I know you're probably getting sick of me, but now we're doing Bill's roof. We got it paid for. Ding dong. Hey, I knew you weren't ready to do it when we did Bill's roof, but now we've done Bill's, Sally's, Frank's, and we're doing George's roof right next door to you. Are you ready to go yet? Now you are? Okay, perfect. Guys, we're talking about $2,000 in your pocket. Isn't it worth ringing a doorbell a few times if it's $2,000 that's going to be in your pocket? The other thing is, if you are tracking the story. So let's say Bill shows up and he says, no, I'm not interested right now because my kid's got to go to soccer. Then next time you show up, hey Bill, I know last time I showed up you're busy because the kid had to go to soccer. I know you're busy because your kid had to go to soccer, but I was just wondering if you're ready to go now because we just got Sally's roof paid for by State Farm. If you are tracking what people are telling you, now these rejections become a continuing conversation. You're not just an idiot that shows up at the door and keeps taking no's, right? It's a continuing conversation. Hey, Bill, I remember last time you were too busy because you're taking Sally to soccer practice. Is now a better time? Hey, last time you said that you weren't ready to move forward because you didn't think that there was enough hail damage, but I've got Bill's roof and Sally's roof paid for by State Farm, and Allstate is paying for Frank's roof. Like, they're right there. I mean, do you still think there's not hail damage? So see how if you're tracking it, you can kind of keep track of an ongoing conversation, and it's not just, when someone tells you no, all they mean is no for, not right now. Everybody's going to eventually need to replace their roof. If you're in the neighborhoods that you want to be working, you want to be the one that does it. So get in the habit of, I don't manage, I don't mandate this, I don't require it. But I'm telling you, if you find an app that you like, I like Spadio myself. I'm not sure if they're still offering their services for free, but there are plenty out there that offer services for free. Track, when you walk into a neighborhood, you should be tracking every door that you knock, so that you can treat it as an ongoing conversation, guys. When you get into these big, $20,000, $30,000, $60,000 roofs, you want to be a professional that knows the story of every roof in there, right? You want to know what's going on. Like you should have everything down pat because you want these neighborhoods to keep spitting out roof week after week after week for you. And at the end of the day, you want to be the type of salesperson who does 80% of roofs in the neighborhoods you work, because it's much easier to do 20 roofs in one neighborhood than it is to do 20 roofs in 20 different neighborhoods. So download a tracking device, start getting the habit of tracking every door that you knock. If you have any questions about this, give me a call. Happy to work with you. But yeah, guys, tracking these doors is a secret to success, because you want to you should get to the point where when you go into a neighborhood, you do all of the roofs that you want to do in that neighborhood, right? If they're not already signed up by somebody, you're going to get them. That should be your approach. So that's it. Take care. Talk to you guys later.